Hi there, welcome back to BG Pythons. Thought I'd do a little update because I haven't done one for a while, and to introduce this little chap. He's an Axanthic Black Headed Python. I picked him up from the Doncaster show at the beginning of April. I'd already planned to. They're pretty hard to come by, particularly in the UK. There's not a huge amount of people working with the Axanthic Black Headed Pythons. I'm super happy about him. He's really a cool snake. I'm hoping to plug him in with my female that I've got. It's just a normal black-headed python. So it's a bit of a future project for me. And he's barely a year, not even a year yet. So he's got a long way to go before we're going to be starting on that. But I thought I'd just highlight a few things. I'm been quarantining, doing a quarantine with him, hence why I'm in the living room. I put him into using my rack system, which works rather well, where it's I can store it quite easily because it goes flat packed, so it's been sort of stashed away. In this case I'm only just using one level, but keeping it relatively simple in the setup. And the idea of this is that I can just look for external parasites and things. Now I know where this snake was coming from, so I know they haven't got mites and things, but picking up from the show and everything, you just do not know what could be picked up. So I've literally just been doing a precautionary sort of measure, putting it in rather simple setup. So literally hide and a water bowl, and I put a puppy pad down, which is nice and white, so you can see if there are any mites or anything that would appear, and you'd see them quite easily. And obviously treated. Oh, it's going to go up my sleeve. Steady on it. Really friendly little fellow, this one. I just use the sort of insecticide spray which they use on aircrafts and stuff, which I did periodically, but literally I've seen nothing. Completely happy. He's done a shed. He's pooed and is feeding really well. In fact, a little bit too well. He's in the evening. He's quite. It's got quite a response when you open up the tub. But I'm actually showing you this because I'm going to upgrade him to a Viv, not the Vivs that you can see here, but he's going to be going into my IM cage rack, so much bigger space. And he'll be sitting behind me in my office, in my snake room stroke office, and I'll be able to keep an eye on him. They are very inquisitive pythons, so be really nice to sort of interact with him on a regular basis. But he seems to have settled in brilliantly, so I'm really pleased that I've got him, and we're happy. Now, another thing I was just going to, because I'm keeping this video relatively short, I thought I'd say a little bit about these Vivs behind me. Now, these are Herptek Vivs. They're the HTB 090s, so 90 centimetres wide, 50 centimetres high, and 60 centimetres deep. Come on, you're not going up there, bugger. Now, do that, might be easier. Now, these are quite expensive. I used to have Herpteks back in the early 2000s, and I was really pleased with them. They were superb vivs, and one of the things I like is you know, your heating is or your lights can be set on the outside, which means the reptiles can't get at them and knock them and things. Really easy to clean. Now, this particular size retails for well over £300, which is I didn't really want to sort of spend that because I'm effectively using these for a new arrival that's coming soon, which I'm really looking forward to sharing with you all. And hence I wanted sort of a nice quarantine sort of setup. So I was just looking for some secondhand vivs to enable that. Or my usual sort of ones, so my IM cage and the Viper vivs, the lead times on them were just too much. So, you know, I'm talking to you now, it's the end of April. I wasn't going to be able to get a Viper viv into production until the end of May. So that was not going to be any good for me. So I sort of thought, do you know what, I'll have a look and see if there are any Herpteks out there. And lo and behold, marketplace on Facebook, just typed in and I found a couple, and they looked a bit shabby, if I'm honest. And I had to do a little bit of driving to go and pick them up. But as you can see, one of them was used to keep a turtle in, so the bottom of the viv is really, really dirty. It's absolutely caked in sort of and stained, and looked a bit. And I was thinking to myself, you know, maybe I've made a bit of a mistake. That said, I then went and in fact, I'll go and get what I used to give it a clean. So bear with me. So I had a really good go at scrubbing these cages with everything you could think of, from bleach to jet washing and all of those, and hardly anything was coming off, though it did improve a bit. And then it turned out my wife's a big fan of Mrs. Hinch, this cleaning author, and recommended using this pink stuff, the Miracle Cleaning Paste. And honest to God, it was just brilliant. So as you can see, the vibs now look, well, they look as good, well, not brand new obviously, but they look pretty much as good as new. And one of them didn't have any holes in either, which was a bonus. But just to put it into context, these two vibs I've got here would have cost me around £650, and then I would have had to have added, you know, the courier fee, postage fee on that. Whereas I actually got the two of them for under £200 for the two. So it just goes to show that the second-hand market on vivariums and reptile equipment is pretty good, and it is sometimes worth having a look at that. I have for the species of snake I'm getting, I'm going for these the infrared heating. So I've gone with the Prorep one, but the Arcadia do one, and I think there's another one called Mega something or whatever. But you know, they're going to give those a go, and I've gone for UVB lighting using my shade dwellers, which I had anyway. For those, I've actually fitted inside the viv, which is a bit annoying, so I had to drill a bit of a hole, but they weren't really sitting on the outside very well, and which is what I would ordinarily would have done. But I'm quite happy with them being in there. So that's kind of set up. So make sure that you subscribe, click that bell button for my probably not very surprising reveal when I get this snake, which has been a long time in the waiting, believe me. I'm still a little bit nervous that it might not happen, but yeah, keep posted on that. That would be a good one. This little guy is going to be moving up to his new enclosure, so he's going to have plenty of space to crawl around. And oh, the other thing I was going to say is I have, for these as well, I've bought another Evo Connected 3 thermostat. You obviously always need a thermostat with keeping your reptiles. I think I probably told you so that I would, from my previous video, that I would, I like those thermostats so much I would be buying another. I'm probably going to get quite a few more, if I'm honest. I like them that much. And you know, I've just come back from holiday, and you know, I was able to sort of tap into that through the Wi-Fi, just to see how things were going, and I was getting alerts and various things. So really like those, really recommend them. I've noticed there's a few reptile shops in the UK now, SnakesnAdders. I know that it's been their store policy for quite some time, about not selling a snake unless you can prove that you've got the appropriate setup, which most importantly is the thermostat, and Reptasia as well have followed suit in doing that. I think that's real welcoming sort of sign. It does, you know, picking this chap up from the Doncaster show does, and listening to other people picking up other animals there, not from where I got this guy from, but you know, you do worry that you know, animals are being collected, being bought, and the setup's not ready for them at home, or they've not really considered you know, what the care requirements are for the particular species they've bought, particularly when it's a relatively inexpensive reptile. So I'm really pleased to see those shops leading the way, and highly recommend both of them, Reptasia and SnakesnAdders. So anyway, that's enough from me. I really look forward to my next video. I hope it's not going to be too far away. Super excited about it, really excited about this chap. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.